Are there any teams that are picking maybe earlier than you expected that maybe one player, one star draft pick can make them a Super Bowl contender right away that's maybe in the top 10 or had a losing record last season?
I think Miami surprised people last year, and I would certainly put them in that category as a team that is pretty close. Now, whether or not Tua can turn into the real deal, I had a couple of their games late in the season, and what I noticed from Tua, everything was pretty much by the book, and they want to get a bit more creative. And they want to see him throw the ball downfield. I don't think he's quite comfortable there yet with that in his arsenal. What we saw when Ryan Fitzpatrick got in there was someone that was willing to sling it, and he's been willing to do that his entire career, starting in year one when he was with the Rams. This is his mentality. He's always had that approach of, hey, I'm just going to let it rip. Tua, to me, was a bit conservative. Coming off the injury, that might be a part of it, and learning the offense and not having a normal offseason and not having a preseason. All of those things were factors, no doubt about it. But in year two, they expect him to catch up to the rest of the team. And Miami would be a squad that I think is closer than some people might think. They showed some terrific things last year. I think they're still a team that could take a big leap forward and maybe be a factor in the AFC.
Speaking of teams that are thinking about taking a big leap, I want to talk about the Giants and where they're at with Daniel Jones and people believing in him. If he's the guy, is he not the guy? What are your thoughts when you see Daniel Jones, signing Kenny Galladay this offseason, trying to put as many pieces around him as possible? Are they giving him enough to succeed, do you think? And do you believe in Daniel Jones as a player?
I believe in Daniel Jones and the flashes that I've seen in Daniel Jones. The ability is there. There's no doubt. And his ability to use his legs, not shy about running with the football. I happened to call that game in Philadelphia on radio where he stumbled. And as we know, it went down as a bit of a low light, but let's keep it in mind. The fact that he could sprint at that level and get out. He's faster than people give him credit for. I think he's more athletic than people might give him credit for, and he can make all the throws. The issue has been consistency and turnovers. It's that simple. And I know they've pounded that home to him. This is going to be a critical year. I don't think that those mistakes will be accepted like we've seen in the first couple of years. But I do like the explosiveness, and I do think that he still has room there. This is certainly not a finished product by any stretch. More weapons, no doubt. Big help. A healthy Saquon Barkley, huge help. As we know, last year it was frustrating. It was frustrating because of the lack of consistency on the offensive end. But the Giants showed some signs, and I do think while Dave Gettleman has certainly been in the spotlight and has been highly scrutinized, and rightfully so, he has been skillful in the draft in his previous stint in Carolina and when he was scouting for the New York Giants in his previous iteration. So I would still feel confident, and this might be it for Dave. If this doesn't pan out this year, there might be some changes on the horizon for the Giants. So I think it's a crucial year on many levels for the Big Blue.
Well, I will say this: him tripping on his own feet was almost as impressive as Mr. Mark Sanchez, in the butt fumble. But all in all, this is New York quarterback. So
yeah, I called that game as well. So maybe it's me. At this stage, we have to see what the common denominator is.
Well, that's New York sports. I can't say anything more than that.